Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. We started with our first talk, the possibility of life, possibilities of life, on Friday. And yesterday night, we talked about the method, the road, the path, and the method, how to reach out to the possibilities of life. The method mainly is about cause and effect. Mainly about cause and effect. When you get the causes right, then the result comes about. So this is the method. Now today, we shall talk about the topic, know where we stand and towards where we strive. Know where we stand, where we are. Know where we are, where we stand, and towards where we strive. Once the Buddha was leading the Sangha in the forest, then the Buddha asked the monks, which is more? He took out a handful of leaves and he asked, which is more, the leaves in the forest or the leaves in my hand? Which is more? Of course, the answer is very obvious. Then the Sangha's answer, oh, Venerable Sir, the leaves in the forest is so much, and the leaves in the Buddha's hand, our teacher's hand, is so little, so few. Then the Buddha said, the knowledge that the Tathagata has. Tathagata is the Buddha. He also refers to himself as Tathagata. He refers to himself as Tathagata. So the knowledge that the Tathagata has is just like the leaves in the forest, 森林的树叶. And the knowledge, the Dhamma, the truth that I have taught you all is just so little, so few, like a handful of the leaves only. Why the Tathagata, the Buddha, didn't teach all the knowledge he has yet, and only taught so little, so few Dhamma? So, because he didn't teach those knowledge like as much as those leaves in the forest, because those are not necessary for liberation. And those the Tathagata taught to you. So the Dhamma is so little. Why taught to you? Because this Dhamma is necessary for liberation. That means there's so much knowledge in the world, but life is short. You have no time to go through everything for liberation's sake. You don't have time to shop around, do too many things. No. You want to learn everything? No. It takes a long time. The Buddha, because different. The Buddha was different. Because in order to achieve Buddhahood, in order to get this omniscience, this knowledge, he strived, he walked a long bodhisattva journey, perfecting his knowledge and ability life after life for 4 asankhya kapas and 100,000 kapas. Don't ask me how long it is. I never question how long, because it's too long. The time is too long. But he did all this perfection for such a long period. So by the time he became a Buddha, his knowledge is everything. But he didn't teach everything. He only taught all the necessary Dhamma truth for the purpose of liberation. Okay, now, what is the message we get from this saying of the Buddha? It means life is so short. Unless you aspire to be a Samma Sambuddha, then there's another story. You need to perfect everything, every knowledge. But even so, you need to know what is more important, that should come first. Okay? And the knowledge of the liberation, necessary, required for liberation, knowledge for liberation is so important. And for those who want to be liberated only, you don't need to be a Samma Sambuddha, and you don't need to learn everything that the Buddha knows. You don't need to learn everything, because it's not necessary. You can achieve liberation. Only when you want to be a Samma Sambuddha yourself, you need to learn everything. Okay, now, we just talked about 2 days ago the possibilities of life. When we talk about liberation, all Buddhists, all disciples of the Buddha, if you really are a disciple of the Buddha, we all aspire to be liberated from this suffering, the sea of suffering, the ocean of suffering. Why? Just go round and round and round, there's no security. Life has no security. Now you may be a Brahma, you may be a Deva, you may be very fortunate, you may be very lucky. But who knows? Next life, 100 lives later, what will happen? So the Buddha gave us a goal which is really ultimate. Once you reach there, no more. No more hard work. No more uncertainty. No more falling back. What are the goals which has the quality of not falling back? 3 goals. The first, to be a Buddha, Samma Sambuddha. To be liberated as a Samma Sambuddha. Samma Sambuddha. Then the second goal, the Buddha told us then is possible to achieve, is Pacceka Buddha. The difference is that Pacceka Buddha is not skillful in teaching. They don't have all this knowledge, but he's also very wise. Very wise. Just the ability to teach is lacking. Then the third goal, that possible, that achievable and easiest. Easiest means shortest. You don't need to learn everything. You just need to learn those things taught as if the handful of leaves. Only those things the Buddha taught to us, enough. This is Arahant. Buddha, Pacceka Buddha, Arahant. 3 goals you can strive towards as a Buddhist. If you don't want suffering, choose one of these. The Buddha gave to us these possibilities. All these 3 paths inevitably must know 4 noble truths. The noble truth of suffering, the noble truth of the cause of suffering, the origin of suffering, the noble truth of the cessation of suffering, the noble truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering. Sure, you must know this in order to be liberated as a Buddha, as a Pacceka Buddha, or as an Arahant. Remember, Buddha and Pacceka Buddha, they are also Arahants. They are also Arahant. Means a fully liberated one. Okay. So now, we know these are the goals that we can strive for. This is worthy goals. Because once you reach, there's no more falling back. There's perfect security. Now where we are. Do you know where you are? Are you a Sotapan? Are you a Sakadagami? Are you an Arahant? Or are you a Putujana? Putujana, Fanfu, worldly. Yeah. If we know where we are, then we will humbly work from where we are. Strive on from where we are. So if you aspire to be Arahant, it's very simple. Yeah, wherever you are, you strive to be there. And some people, they aspire. Pachika Buddha is less spoken on about in the Buddha's teaching. Why? Because this is not something to be taught. Usually, if someone who can be Pachika Buddha has some unique karma, unique parami that enables someone to be a Pachika Buddha. So usually in the Buddha's teaching, we always circle around whether you want to be a Buddha or you be Arahant. When we talk about this, it doesn't mean ego, I want to be like this, I want to be like that. No, it doesn't mean that. It basically means one is a quick liberation journey. You still help people. Don't believe in the saying that Arahant are selfish. Arahant never selfish. Don't get mistaken by people who slander Arahant. Arahant are not selfish. Just that they know their capability. They know this is achievable. Then they strive for it. Like that. Okay? Then, usually we don't talk much about Pachika Buddha. If you are meant to be Pachika Buddha for some reason, I know a little bit, but there's not sufficient, a lot of text to explain about it. So I better don't talk so much about Pachika Buddha. So we talk about Buddhahood. Between these two things, Buddhahood and Arahant. Pachika Buddha are very unique, very special. So, Buddhahood. So to be a Buddha, Sambuddha, there's a long journey. There's so much you need to learn. There's so much parami, so much perfection to fulfill. Such a long journey. So if you choose this, that's completely another story. There's a long, long way to go. If you want to choose to be a Sambuddha, please know yourself very clearly. Do you aspire to be a Sambuddha out of you feel, wow, this is a glory. This is so great, so respectable. Is it because of that you aspire to be a Sambuddha? Or because you aspire to be Sambuddha because of compassion and love for all beings? Oh, all beings are suffering. They are so ignorant. They need a good guide to bring them out of the delusion. So because of that, you aspire to be a Sambuddha. These two motivation make a big difference. Okay? Make a big difference. So if you make an aspiration for some goal out of the big ego, I want to be the greatest, possible to achieve, but more likely you fall. Because along the journey, when the real pain and suffering and torture and tests come your way, you will find that the ego not worth, for the sake of ego, I have to suffer so much. You won't have the strength to endure that pain. But for people who aspire for this goal, out of Mahakaruna, great compassion, pure love for all beings, then this Mahakaruna is very empowering, gives the mind the strength to endure, to tolerate the really challenging, difficult tests in life along the journey. So that's the beginning part. And then, one more. Are you a prophesized bodhisattva, or are you just aspiring for it? These are two different things. Soji. If you are not a prophesized bodhisattva, and you act like a bodhisattva, and want to do this, do a lot of this, and learn a lot of this. but you may miss the most fundamental. And if you miss the most fundamental, you also may not be able to achieve. You may open yourself to put yourself in very risky position. So you need to know where you stand. If you are capable, you are ready, you have the qualification, you can prophesize Bodhisattva, then you can do a lot of things, 结善缘, help people, you can do a lot of these things. But if you are not, then how? The first thing is, people who want to be a Sama Sambuddha, want to achieve Buddhahood, but not yet a Bodhisattva, strive to be a Bodhisattva first. And how? What are the conditions? There are conditions laid down. How a person may become a prophesized Bodhisattva. This is very important, very clear. Nowadays, you see so many people want to aspire for the big goal, but do only a little. You can only sacrifice a little. You can only work hard a little. You want so many things in life, and you want your highest goal. That's not practical. That's not real. So, this is important. So, for those who want to be a Sammasambuddha and know themselves, they have not been prophesied as a Bodhisattva, aspire to be Bodhisattva first. And how to know whether you are prophesied Bodhisattva or not? If you ask this question, most likely you are not. Yeah. Usually, prophesied Bodhisattva are very special. Like my teacher, Arya Dhamma Mahathera. He is a prophesied Bodhisattva. So from childhood already different, not ordinary child, very different from others. And throughout the time I knew him for 20 over years. 20 years and a half. 20 years and 9 months. I knew him. Never for an instance I saw him getting angry or having any defilements. Very wonderful. So perfect. Perfect to mind the smallest details. Mindful all the time. Yeah. Very unique. Prophesied Bodhisattva are not ordinary beings. Very special. So if not, then work hard. Be humble. Know where you are and work hard towards it. There are 8 conditions to be fulfilled for people who want to be a Bodhisattva, as given in the following verse. Manusatang linga sampati, etu satar dasanam, pabajaguna sampati, adikaro ja chandata. Atta dhamma samudana abhiniharo samijati. 8 qualities are given here. First, the qualification of human, being reborn as a human in that life of receiving prophecy. Then, as a man, not woman, that life, there's a specialty in being a man. Not the same woman or no quality, no. Just one life you can be a man. If you decide, any of you decide to be a man next life, I can teach you. Just change. Next time you'll be a man. Yeah. So man and woman, it's not going to say women got no hope. Just that man's body is more useful. There are a lot of things. For example, some of you, when you saw me going for Charika, wandering in India and Nepal, some of them ask, but can we follow you? I say, you are women, how you follow? Really? As a man, we can sleep anywhere, under the tree, in the cemetery, anywhere. I don't see any much danger, But if you're as a woman, there's a lot of risk and danger to your life. Right or not? Yeah. So there's a lot of things unique to men and special to men. Not to despise women. I'm not trying to despise women. Just saying that for the Bodhisattva, when they want to aspire for a highest goal, they will use the most useful vehicle. Men, we don't have to suffer every monthly money problem that a woman suffer, right? That's the thing. If anything happen, women is the one to get pregnant. That men don't get that. So you see the difference. Okay. So we are not despising women. We can be a man if you want to be a bodhisattva. You will use naturally. You will choose the best vehicle for it. There's a man's body. So manasatang linga sambati. Linga sambati is a man quality. Of course, you will ask, when you are man, of course you are human. No, these are two different quality. It refers to the quality, the parami of it. Hetu is the potential to be arahant within a few words. The Buddha said, potential to be arahant. Hetu. Sathara dasanam, meeting the teacher, means the Buddha himself in person. Pabaja means the renunciation. You must have renunciation either as a monk, bhikkhu, or in the other system. But you must be a one who has strong knowledge and faith in karma. In the cause and effect. The law of cause and effect. This is an important quality. But guna sampati, you have achieved eight attainments. Up to 9 perception, non-perception, and also have psychic power, 5 psychic powers. Divine eye, divine ear, mind reading, recollection of past life, and supernormal powers. Okay, guna. Adhikaro cha chandata. Adhikara is you can sacrifice your life to the Buddha. Do so much. So much powerful devotion to the point you can sacrifice your life, you can surrender your life, sacrifice your life to the Buddha. Chanda, the desire, not the bad desire, the pure desire to be a Buddha can be so strong that even when you have a sea, an ocean of fire, all in front of you, and if by crossing this ocean, crossing this long journey, long road, endless, cannot see the end. If by doing so you can attain Buddhahood, you have no single doubt, slightest doubt, you will jump down and go. That kind of chanda you must have. So 8 conditions. So once a person fulfills 8 conditions, such a person will be surely will be declared as a bodhisattva. So for the Buddha to declare someone to be a bodhisattva is just confirmation. You must have the quality by yourself. The Buddha is just confirm you only. But if you don't have the quality, even the Buddha want to make you a bodhisattva also cannot. Okay. So know these signs. So you know where you stand. Okay. Then you decide what you should do. How you should fulfill your qualities towards achieving your goal. It's not wrong to have a goal and to aspire for it and to achieve it. When we say wrong means you usually refer to craving. But this doesn't mean craving. Chanda is not craving. Chanda is a pure desire, not craving. For example, you want to come up to here to listen to Dhamma talk. Do you have a chanda? Yes. But do you crave for it? No. We have a lot of talks on this topic in the past. I'm not going to spend too much on this. So it is very important to know where we stand and towards where we strive. But for most people, you may not aspire to be a Sammasa Buddha. More often than not is that you just want a good life. But still, it is good to know, where you stand. Are you secure? Are you sure you will not be reborn in the woeful realms? How sure you are about your life? How sure? Do you know life? The day I told you all about possibilities of life Friday. But that's only based on your belief. If you trust me, okay, you may take my words for it. But still, as just now we have an interview with you, some of you may not be so certain yet. You still have some question and curiosity. A lot of questions arose in your mind. You see? So how to know where you stand, where you are? The best way is know it directly by yourself. Atas Nawa Janiyata, as in Kalama Sutta. When you know by yourself, not by listening to others, not by believing. In the Kalama Sutta, you can find Kalama Sutta in this chanting book, page 122, I think. It's very unique. Maybe we briefly mention. This is very unique. Only unique to Buddha's teaching. Okay, we'll read the English. If you like, you can read the Chinese version. The first paragraph and second paragraph. You see, when the Kalamas, when they came to see the Buddha, they asked, Bhante, there are some ascetics and Brahmins who come to Kesamutta. They explain and elucidate their own doctrines, but disparage, denigrate, deride, and denounce the doctrines of others. But then some other ascetics and Brahmins come to Kesamutta, and they too explain and elucidate their own doctrines, but disparage, denigrate, deride, and denounce the doctrines of others. We are perplexed and in doubt, Bhante, as to which of these good ascetics speak truth and which speak falsehood. And look at what the Buddha answered. The Pali is this. Alanhiwo kalama kankitung alavichikichitung. Kanka niewa panao thane vichikicha upanna. Eta tumhe kalama. Ma anusavena ma paramparaya. Ma itikiraya ma pitaka sampadanena. Ma takka hetu ma naya hetu. Ma akara paravitakena ma diti nijjana khantiya. Ma babarupataya ma samanuno garoti. It is fitting for you to be perplexed, Kalamas, fitting for you to be in doubt. Doubt has arisen in you about a perplexing matter. Come, Kalamas, do not go by oral tradition, nor by lineage of teaching, nor by hearsay, nor by a collection of scriptures, nor by logical reasoning, nor by inferential reasoning, nor by examination of reasons, nor by the acceptance of a view after pondering it, nor by the seeming competence of a speaker, nor because you think the ascetic is our teacher. But then, Kalamas, you know for yourself, these things are unwholesome, these things are blameworthy, these things are censured by the wise, these things, if accepted and undertaken, lead to harm and suffering, then you should abandon them. Okay? The Pali, Yada tumhe kalama attanava janayata. Ime dhamma akusala, ime dhamma savajja, ime dhamma vinyogarahita, ime dhamma samata. Samadina ahitaya dukkaya sangvatanti iti atta tumhe kalama pajjahayata. You see or not? The standard is so high. 4 ways we keep teaching passed on to one to another. This is oral tradition, lineage of teaching, hearsay, collection of scriptures. Not even in scriptures is proof, sufficient proof that you accept something. And then 4, thinking method, by logical reasoning, inferential reasoning, examination of reason, acceptance of it after pondering it. These 4 methods is the Indian classification of thinking ways. Then the last 2, nor by seeming competence of a speaker or just because the ascetic is a teacher. There is not sufficient reason for you to accept something as true. So the right way is Atta Nama Janayata. You know for yourself. So for Buddhists, we transcend belief. Yes, beginning when we keep precept, we have some kind of belief in the Buddha, in the teacher, thinking that this is good for me, you keep it. But eventually, the Buddha wants us to achieve this level Attanavajanyata. You know it by yourself. Or similar to the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the first sutta of the Buddha, first discourse, which says, Yatha bhutang jnana dasanam, seeing things as they really are with wisdom. So it's a very high standard. Very high standard. You know it for yourself. Eventually, is you know that this will lead to bad. Then another page, 115, you find the Buddha also say the good one. If you know it leads to the good, then you accept it. Again, it's Attanavajanyata. This is very beautiful sutta. Let me tell you. Because you cannot find such an openness in any religion except the Buddha. Why? Because the Buddha's teaching is true. It's verifiable. Can be proved by direct experience. So why should he ask you to force you to believe? The Buddha said, Pasiko, come and see. He show you, he teach you the method how to see for yourself. This is no ordinary religion. You cannot find any religion in the world have this gold standard. I can tell you for sure. Go around and see. Every religion tell you to believe, and you're not supposed to question what you believe. No way to verify, no way to prove. But in the Buddha's teaching, we are here meditating to prove the teaching of the Buddha, to verify the teaching of the Buddha. Is there rebirth? Is there the law of cause and effect? Is there the karma and karmic result? Is there Nibbana? Is there higher world? Is there hell? All these are not belief. All these are verifiable by direct experience. And the Buddha laid down systematic ways to prove it by ourselves. So, like that. So, we need to know how to do it, the systematic way to do it. Like that. So, you can know if you meditate, you know. If you are prophesied Bodhisattva, you will know. How I know my teacher, Aryana Mahathera, is a prophesied Bodhisattva. Everyone knows that. Because when he practiced under power theology, power theology, he has to report to his teacher. He has to practice systematically. When he report to power theology, then we know that he has achieved this much. But other than that, also you can sort of know for yourself what ability you have. If a prophesied Bodhisattva is very extraordinary. Not ordinary human being. Very unique, very compassionate, very loving, very wise and capable. And very good leadership. All these we see manifest in our Mahathera, Aryadhamma Mahathera. Yeah. So like this. So, it is important to know what we, if you practice further, you see your possibilities. Is it possible still to go to hell? And to reborn in animal realms? Is it possible? We can see for ourselves. Then we know more about ourselves, where we stand. The risk still ahead of us. The danger still ahead of us. Then you know how to avert, how to escape. So if you really want to know where we stand, we meditate and try to see, directly experience where we are. Okay? So that will help us to decide further what next. What next? If you don't even understand our current life, where we are, from where we came, why we end up being born as a man, as a woman, then when there's so much unknown in your life, then it's not easy to see clearly. So the first thing in our job as a disciple of the Buddha is to strive well enough to know ourselves well enough. That's the job. Okay. It's very important for our life. So now, these ways, in the Buddha's teaching, the method, the Dhamma is still so alive. Make sure we don't squander the opportunity and cherish the opportunity and do and strive towards it. But even if you say, well, that's a bit too far, as our brothers say, too far, too long, too hard work. Not too hard, frankly speaking, not too hard. Not too hard. All you need to do is 一条心, single-minded. Just work hard for 一条心. Not too hard. Be ready to pay the price. You see, up to university level, how many years have you studied? Just to have a career, satisfactory career. How many years you study? 15 years, 15 years at least, 15 years around that. 15 years, 16 years. If you go to try for PhD, even up to 20 years. You use so much of your life for worldly knowledge. How much time you spend for this liberation? You see. So, not too difficult. If 15 years, 16 years help you to master a knowledge, if you spend 1/3 of this effort wholeheartedly, you may realize it already. Really, not too difficult. Not too difficult. In fact, the method is so simple that many people are not capable, cannot do it. Too simple. Just throw rubbish. Hey, throw away all the rubbish in your mind. Then, is this difficult to enter jhana? No difficult. Once you have jhana, is it difficult to see past, life, future, cause and effect? Not difficult. But what is difficult is, are you willing to throw the rubbish in your mind? That's difficult. So, okay, I think this is a very important thing in life. If you can do up to such a point, I use the Chinese word, 生命不再有茫然. 生命不再有茫然. That's very beautiful. Where you are, where you stand, where you are heading to. No more uncertainty, no more doubt. I think this is worth striving for. Try. Try. Okay, any question?
Honorary Bhante, I have two questions. When we chant the Dulabha Manusata, Patilapo, Dulabha, Linkasapati, that one, why is it that only Bhante alone chant, the rest of us are quiet?
Oh, no lah. That one is like admonishment by the Buddha. So we take the place like representing the Buddha or just as a teacher. So you listen, it's admonishment. So it's given in the form of admonishment. Usually it's in a group, the most senior, they recite and other people listen. It doesn't mean you cannot chant. You can chant if you like also. But it's traditionally, it's more like admonishment from the elders to the junior, like that teacher.
Sri Lankan tradition?
Exactly, you can ask. Different people practice differently. If you like, you can do. We are not prohibiting people from reciting it. But it's like more like, okay, now the teacher, you try to feel, if the Buddha tell you this, you listen properly. Like that. Admonishment. Okay?
Second question. For a person who is dying, is there any difference whether we play audio, chanting audio to let the dying person hear, or we let all the family members and friends chant the suttas or chant the paritas, or the sangha members chant? Is there any difference between the three categories?
Depends on how what kind of effect it causes to the dying person. You see? For example, we have one person one of our contractor in Kuching, our East Malaysia monastery. when his father was badly sick and I think ending last stage of his life. And because he has done a lot of good work for us, so I actually offer my service. I say, do you want, I asked Pamoka, at that time Brother Yong, to tell him, if you want, Monday is willing to come to your house, talk to your father. 对吧？是你哦，你问他。Then he said, no. You shock my father, no? They're frightened. Because they're thinking that because they only see the monks when they die or something bad, that thing happen. So you come, they think he may be shocked to death, or some kind of, 不吉利啊，你知道吗？ So if the person has such a misconception, do you think the Bande Mangala recite for the old, recite a suttas or say something to the old man? You think it's beneficial? No. But if the family members recite for him, do you think it's beneficial? Not sure. For example, if that person is against Buddhism all the time, so he may get even more angry. Oh, my son, you get carried away, you get charmed by the monks, you go to the Buddhists, right or not? So that's why I don't offer my help for people who don't have the faith. If the person alive, while being alive, not having faith in us, suddenly I go to help you and recite for you, not beneficial. So what will be beneficial, only you will know. How much you know that person. Is the person receptive to the monks or receptive to the family members? Or what family members? Some are considered hated and some are liked. If there's someone that he has faith in you, then your words will count. Your good deeds, whatever you do, works better. Some people, they listen to their family members more than any monks or I listen to my family members. Yeah, just my sister. You can be any great monk, anything. If my brother say you're good, you're good. If my brother doesn't say you're good, forget it. My brother counts more. Yeah, one time he wanted to dana. She wanted to dana to me allowable requisite equivalent to 200 ringgit. I said, well, I everything, I don't need this. I will help you to donate to the Sangha. Huh? You want to give to the Sangha? Like that. She was so shocked, She was thinking, I want to give to you. Why you want to give to the Sangha? I want to give to you. The loyalty and the affinity is to my brother. I don't care about the Sangha, my brother. So sometimes like that. So everyone respond to different things differently. So there's no fixed rule to say that monks always works better. Sometimes this person have more impact. Sometimes another person has more impact. Okay? So go to the ground and understand the ground reality so that you know what works and what doesn't work.
Okay, let me change the question. So let's say it is myself. I have enough faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. And I basically know the meanings of the paritas. So it will not make any difference when I'm dying to listen to the audio recording of a chanting or having other people recite them for me.
Okay, let's say it's the same person that record the audio or the same person that recite in person. Then recite in person is usually more powerful because of the vibration.
So the energy that comes from the mind.
Yeah, the audio doesn't record the vibration, the energy so well. It does have some energy, but not so well. But the living person with the mind power carries more energy. If same, let's say the audio is also recorded by the same. Let's say you usually listen to Aryanama Mahathira's chanting, you record, let's say Patana, and when you listen to him in person, different, very different. When he recite, when you are present, you can feel all the energy, all the meta energy, so powerful. But when you listen to audio, you still feel it, but not so strong. maybe 1 to 10, something like that. Or more than that even. So like that. So the person carries the living Dhamma. The audio is different. But the person carries living Dhamma. It's the mind. It comes out from the mind. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, Bante. I have a question about the great compassion and love. Just now, Bante said that we have to know where we are. Then only we can know what we can aim to strive for, right? So I actually wanted to know that the great compassion and love is actually born naturally, or actually we can build it after that. Because when I know that I have compassion and love, but maybe it's not that great level.
Actually, every phenomena in the world is interdependent or dependently originated, 缘起. So, everyone carry within ourselves certain quality of Dhamma or Adhamma. Wholesome Dhamma or unwholesome Adhamma. So, compassion, great compassion, also the same. For those who have great compassion like Bodhisattva, it's not by chance suddenly that. Usually because in the previous long ago, they have cultivated this along the way. So there are certain level of quality it came with it. And then certain level you develop on it. So it's always like that. So it can be developed, but how much you can develop also depends. Not within one life you can reach so top, not like that. If people can go so high, usually they start high also. Not within one life, anyone suddenly end up great compassion, not so easy. There's a lot of things to do. Similarly to other qualities, all are dependently originated. Okay.
Bante would like to clarify about Bodhisattva that you mentioned. Are Bodhisattva enlightened?
Depends on how you define enlightened. Bodhisattva hasn't attained Maggaphala. So if you define enlightenment to be Maggaphala, then yes, Bodhisattva not yet enlightened. Because if you mean enlightened means to achieve supramundane achievement, then Bodhisattva has not achieved any supramundane achievement. So in that sense, a Bodhisattva is not enlightened, because he will be enlightened only at the last life. When he achieves Sammasambuddha, all the 4 paths and fruition will arise consecutively, one after another, within a short instance. So, but if you want to say he's very wise, he knows so much about, so sometimes they use the word Kai-U to refer to you see a lot of things, then people call it Kai-U. Then maybe you can say Bodhisattva, he is so wise, he understands so much, like that. But Bodhisattva can still go to hell. Enlightened being, the Aryas, they can never go to awful realms, can never go to hell. So this is the difference. So usually we don't say the Bodhisattva enlightened. We don't say. In Theravada, we don't say like that. Okay?
Actually, I have many questions, but okay. The topic of the Bodhisattva path is very interesting to me. So I actually have many questions, but it's okay. Let's see how many we can get through. My first question is actually a quick one. Do we know which Buddha gave Venerable Aryadhamma Mahathera his prediction or prophecy? Or
Yeah. I don't very some it is not known. One of the previous Buddha. Buddha Dipankara Buddha also. Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So it's the same Buddha who gave Gautama Buddha.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But they may take different time to achieve.
Yeah. Right. My next question is a more substantial question. So in your Dharma talk, Bante, you talked about how 还没有受记, if you have not yet received the prediction, then you need to practice to fulfill the 8 conditions in that life and then receive a prediction in the presence of a Buddha. And then once you receive the prediction or the prophecy, then you practice Pusa Dao, the path of Bodhisattva. So my question is, could you summarize the difference between 还没成菩萨, 还没受记? So before receive prediction, what is the practice? And after receive prediction, what is the practice? Or is it too complicated? Like, what is the difference? And
there are a lot of overlapping things. For example, you need to be generous. You need to cultivate. Actually, all the 10 paramis also. A lot of things. What the Bodhisattva, all the Bodhisattvas do. In fact, a person who aspires to be Bodhisattva should also incline towards it. Just that the more urgent needs are the 8 conditions. So 8 conditions such as, for example, Guna Sampatti, 8 attainments and 5 psychic powers, such as Hetu, the parami to attain arahantship within listening to 4 verses. So what kind of samatha vipassana achievement you must have achieved to be able to do that? Very strong. Very, very strong samatha vipassana achievement. Yeah. So that a little click, all will just ripen. So, whereas for the Bodhisattva journey, Pusata, sometimes one life they do only giving, a lot of giving. Another life they observe a lot of morality, like the Naga, whatever. Then sometimes they practice determination whole life like that. But for those who have not received prophecy, even you accomplish all these things, if you have not received prophecy, you maybe have done a lot of dana. There's so many people respond to your merits, very powerful, like the universal monarch, but it still may not be enough. If you lack any of the 8 conditions, you may not be able to receive prophecy. So, a lot of overlapping qualities, but there are certain things very unique to prophecy. Especially the Upaya Kusala Jnana and Mahakaruna. Upaya Kusala Jnana is the wisdom to know how to fulfill parami, the skillful wisdom to know how to fulfill parami, and Mahakaruna, the great compassion. These 2 will be the key in fulfilling all the qualities.
Bante, one more question. Did I need to keep for next Dhamma talk?
Okay, quick question.
Okay, Bante, your future talk topic, would you include how to know oneself other is enlightened?
What does it mean?
Your future talk topic, would you include how to know oneself or other is enlightened?
Oh, whether you know yourself is enlightened or other people enlightened. To know other people's enlightened or not, first you must be enlightened first. Then you must have the mind reading power. Then you can know. But you cannot know the higher level higher than you. You can only know the level equivalent, same as you or lower. Okay? Then to know whether yourself is enlightened, you can actually, those who are enlightened, they know. But you may but those who are not enlightened may also think that they are enlightened, But those who are enlightened, they know. Okay, we end here. Let's share Mary's. Idang me punyang asawakaya wahang hotu. Idang me punyang nibbana sapacayo hotu. Mama punya bagang sabba sattanang bhajemi. Te sabbe me samang punya bagang labantu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.